Relax, you're with us. Cruise Holidays of Viera.
Pull up a deck chair and sit back, relax. It's time for your favorite cruise hour. You're on board, just cruising. Whether you're dreaming of your first cruise or planning your next one, join Larry Jackson as he explores the magical world of cruising. To launch today's cruise, here's Larry Jackson.
Good morning. Aloha, a komomai, and welcome aboard. I'm Larry Jackson, owner of Cruise Holidays of Viera, and I'll be your cruise director for this week's edition of our radio magazine that's all about the magical world of travel. And welcome aboard, everybody. Merry Christmas, and as we say, Mele Kaliki Maka, and in Hawaii. Today, we have in studio a very special guest. Joining us live is my...
No, it's just me.
is my lovely and gracious wife, Lynda Jackson, co-owner of Cruise Holidays of Viera. Good morning, Lynda.
Thank you, Larry. That's very sweet. Good morning, everyone.
So Linda's here as a special guest spot because later on she's going to tell us all about travel insurance. So it's a subject we haven't talked about in a little bit. So in a while, so we want you to stay tuned for that. Well, let's look at the world of cruising and travel and some of the stories that came across the old computer monitor this week. This one is really incredible. I know you all have remembered us talking about our journey to Cambodia and Vietnam last year. And what a fabulous time we had on AmaWaterways, where we did basically a 16-day cruise tour, 7 days on the Mekong River, 3 or 4 days up in Hanoi, and then a couple of days in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. Well, AmaWaterways has announced that they're going to offer free airfare from Miami for this year's for 4 of their sailings to Vietnam, the August 4th, the 18th, September 1st, and 15th of 2016 sailings, free airfare. Now, this is one of the most expensive places in the world you can fly. You fly into Hanoi. What did it take us? About 34 hours to get there? And
Actual time was 34 hours.
yeah, so it's, of course, your travel agent didn't do a real good job of booking.
I mean, I'm
you.
not even talking about the time differentials.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, your travel agent didn't do a great job of booking you because he put you through Chicago and San Francisco. Anyway, because you have a cheap travel agent. But anyway, so AmaWaterways is offering free airfare. Now, the gateway city is Miami, so you could, fly down to Miami. It doesn't cost that much money, or drive down there. It costs even less money. And you can then fly into Hanoi. You'll spend a few days there, then drive down to Siem Reap in Cambodia, where you'll spend a couple of days going to Angkor Wat and seeing all the magnificent temples around that area, Angkor Thom. It's just, wow, it's just really fabulous. It's really, I equate Angkor Wat with the pyramids in Egypt. But anyway, then you get aboard AmaWaterways, beautiful ship down the Mekong River for 7 days, and stopping in places like Phnom Penh in Cambodia, where they have a market that takes $2 bills, but that's another story. And then you get off the boat in Saigon and spend a couple days after the cruise in Saigon, magnificent, beautiful city of Saigon, and then fly home. All of that with free airfare, AmaWaterways. Now, the caveat is you have to deposit this by December 31st. So this is a very limited time offering, and we will be happy to tell you more about it if you'd like to get some more information. And then if you decide that you'd like to take the trip, we'll be happy to make it happen for you at Cruise Holidays of Viera. All you have to do is call us at 321-242-1331. And again, that's AmaWaterways free airfare for the now you can't just take the 7-day cruise. You have to take the whole 16-day cruise tour for this to get this free airfare. But that's a lot of money just to fly over there. So give us a call at Cruise Holidays of Viera, and we'll make your dream trip to Vietnam and Cambodia happen.
Can I say something about that trip?
Yes.
I was pretty lukewarm about going, and the reason that we were going was because you really had a passion to go. And after being there, I would absolutely take another trip there again.
And you were there at the hottest time of the year too.
It was quite hot, but I mean, it was a marvelous, fantastic experience, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Of all the memories of Vietnam, what was your favorite?
Probably the Siem Reap.
Okay, the temples.
The temples, and the how old they are, and how the trees were overtaking the temples, right. And I mean, it was.
That's a good reason to go, because Cambodia doesn't have a lot of money to take care of their temples, and they're thousands of years old, and they're being taken over by trees. And
it's incredible. Just the sights. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, one of my favorites was the village children we met at the English language school in Cambodia. I thought that was really a neat experience too.
Oh, that was.
So, anyway, that's all available to you. All right, listen. Have you ever smelled a cruise? Carnival this week started a promotion in New York City, and what they did was they set up a hard shell tent. Where did they do this? At Manhattan's Greeley Square Park, which I'm not really familiar with, in a heated tent. They had a steel drum band and a vending machine that dispensed cans of what they call sensational. It's a sensational vending machine filled with complimentary cans of genuine island air infused with natural scents from each destination and a chance to win a free cruise. So here's some of the scents that they had. They had wild banana orchid from Grand Cayman, Puerto Rican coffee from San Juan, sugarcane rum from St. Kitts, island coconut from Cozumel, and ocean breeze from the sea. I wanted to smell ocean breeze. That would be pretty cool. So all of this to entice you to go on a cruise. I guess New Yorkers are kind of jaded, so they really needed something. Now listen to this. This is why they did it. It's well known that the olfactory sense is the one associated most with memory. So centering a marketing campaign around smell is a very wise choice. A recent Carnival survey, listen to this, a recent Carnival survey showed that 95% of Americans believe scent triggers memories of vacations, while 56% think a certain scent led them to schedule a vacation. So the next time you're by Cruise Holidays of Vieira, if you smell something, that's us trying to stimulate your olfactory senses so that you'll book a cruise.
So it's another marketing ploy.
Another marketing ploy that I hadn't thought about, but we have a better one, and that is our website, which is Vieira.cruiseholidays.com, or if you simply Google Cruise Holidays of Vieira, then you're going to go to our website. We got all kinds of great things there. Our podcasts are there. There's the ability to subscribe to our YouTube station so that you can now see Just Cruising as well as hear it, and that's all available to you. Oh, also today on today's show, I wanted to tell you we're going to begin with featuring our Hawaiian Christmas music. Every year we collect some Hawaiian Christmas songs because it's a little bit different type of music than you get on most of the stations that are playing the same old Christmas songs. So we like to do that every year. So this show and the next show, you'll be hearing our Christmas songs on our breaks as we go out to the breaks. And we're going to go out to our breaks a little bit earlier than we normally do so that you can enjoy some more of the songs in length than we normally do. So why don't we start with our first one? And this is, I think, Mele Kalikimaka. And we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Please join us on the other side.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway.
This is Just Cruising on 1240 and 1350 WMMB. Here's Larry.
And we are back, and that's Brothers Kazamara. singing the song about the Hawaiian Santa. And if you missed the first segment, we have in studio with us this morning Lynda Jackson. And she's rolling her eyes because she doesn't like Hawaiian Santa. So
I think there's more authentic songs out there.
Yeah, well, that one's fun.
Oh, it is. It's a fun song, Larry. That's fine.
Thank you. It's got some great Hawaiian words in it. Now, I invited Lynda to be with us today because we haven't talked about travel insurance in a while, and it's a very, very important part of everybody's travel plans, or it should be. And Lynda is an expert on travel insurance because she handles not only she is our resident agent and designated by the state of Florida, and she also handles our claims. So that's one of the services we provide at Cruise Holidays of VR. If you have a problem on your trip and you have Travel Guard insurance, then we will assist you with filing the claim and making sure it all gets processed, and that's an important part. So, Lynda, I thought we'd start by looking at the two types, I think the basic two types of travel insurance there are. First is with the cruise lines, and then second with AIG. And how do the two compare when you look at the cruise lines insurance?
The cruise lines insurance do not have the amount of benefits that the Travel Guard AIG has. They've got trip cancellation, and they've got trip interruption, and they have missed connections. They do have luggage delay.
That's Travel Guard you're talking about?
No, the cruise lines and Travel Guard. Okay. They both have the same things. However, the benefits with the cruise line is much lower and does not always cover the costs. So that's why the independent insurance has higher limits on your benefits, and it will cover you. Say, for example, emergency evacuation. The cruise lines typically, and it varies by cruise line, is $25,000. Travel Guard's emergency evacuation is $500,000. That's $500,000.
Yeah, that's important because a few years ago we had someone who had a problem in Aruba, and she had the cruise lines insurance, and it wasn't enough to get her evacuated.
No, you're going to have to pay out of pocket because that is very, very costly when you have to be medevaced or taken to a hospital. So well,
actually, the cruise line's misconnection only applies if you have their
They've got
air.
A lot of stipulations with it.
But you have to have their air, right, to have missed.
Yes, you have to have their air.
So if you're planning air independently of the cruise lines, then you want to be looking.
Cruise lines will only cover what you've booked through them, whereas Travel Guard encompasses the entire trip, whatever airline you book, whatever excursions that you're booking, that'll all be covered under their policy.
Even if you didn't book it with the cruise line.
Right.
And what about pre-existing conditions? I hear that all the time. What is that all about?
There is no other insurance that will cover pre-existing. The cruise lines do not cover pre-existing. And if you want a pre-existing, absolutely go with the AIG Travel Guard. Their only requirement is that you purchase the insurance within 15 days of your deposit, and you will be covered for pre-existing.
What's the definition of pre-existing? What does that mean?
Anything, if you cancel for something that you have been previously treated for, and the insurance companies do go back 180 days of the event that prevented you from traveling, and if they see that you've been treated and you're have something that's in the records as being pre-existing, they won't cover it.
So what they do is they ask your doctor if for your medical records back 180 days, and then if there's something in there that caused you to cancel the trip that was treated by the doctor, then that's considered the pre-existing condition.
Exactly.
Okay. So with Travel Guard, if you buy the policy within 15 days of your deposit, then it doesn't really matter what you're treated for or anything like that.
No, it'll cover for anything.
Okay. Who gets covered with these policies?
You are actually illness and death in the family is also covered.
What's the family?
And the family is very extensive. It even goes into cousins, aunts, uncles, so it's very broad.
Also, I think we've had people that were caretaking for people, and the person got sick. The person who was going on the cruise wasn't sick, but the person they were caretaking was.
Yes, they are very, very generous and very liberal with who they are included in that category.
And what about hurricanes? What's the normal for the insurance companies as far as hurricanes are concerned?
Hurricanes,
it has to be basically your dwelling and not the fact that the cruise is going in a hurricane zone, right?
No.
So basically, if you're going to cancel...
And you have to have your insurance before the hurricane is named.
Okay. So that you have to purchase the insurance before the hurricane is named. It's basically if you have something that prevents you from going on the trip because of your circumstances on land.
Exactly. If your home becomes uninhabitable, you've got some damage that you can't leave, and that'll be covered under the travel guard policy.
What if I can't get home because the airport's closed?
That'll also be covered. We also had those situations last year when people were in Alaska and they couldn't get back to Orlando because the airport was closed.
So there is some hurricane.
Exactly.
But
yes,
the big thing about travel insurance as far as hurricanes are concerned, if you decide that the ship is going out and there's a hurricane coming towards you, you can't cancel and be covered for that reason.
You have to show up. If the ship is going, you have to go.
Okay, fine. So I just want to make that plain because a lot of people think, well, if there's a hurricane, I can cancel the trip, but the hurricane has to impact you in some way before
it has to
can.
Impact you. That's a good way to put it. Yes.
Okay, let's go over now. You kind of briefly mentioned the different what's covered. How about my baggage? Is that covered?
Yes, lost or delayed baggage is also covered.
And how do they compensate me for if that happens? In other words, can I go buy some new clothes and?
They're giving you a per diem per day for as many days as it's
okay.
Before it gets to you.
Okay, and what kind of prices or how much money are they going to give us? And what's the coverages?
It's about $300
per person.
Per person.
Okay, $300 per person per day, and that basically until my luggage shows up, then that's what I can claim.
That's what you can claim.
So I can go down to the gift shop and buy clothes or toiletries and things like that.
Exactly, you can. Yes.
Okay, what about trip interruption? How's that work? What's that cover?
Trip interruption is if something happens that you have to get home, you don't finish your trip. Travel Guard Gold policy is 150%. So that is absolutely will cover anything that you need to fly home, to get hotels, whatever you need to do for that interrupted trip. And it also covers for medical while you're on your vacation. So if you have to go to the infirmaries, if you're on a ship, or go to a hospital or anything like that, it'll be covering you as primary. And again, as long as it's purchased within the first 15 days from the date you make your deposit for your vacation.
That's important because I think walking through the front door, most ships' infirmaries these days cost about $100 just to walk through the front door. So, and it goes up from there. So.
It does, yes.
So that's important. So, well, if you're just joining us, you're on board Just Cruising, and Lynda Jackson is here from Cruise Holidays of VR, the co-owner, and we're talking about trip insurance, and we're just talking about all the different extras. It's a lot more than cancellation policies anymore, right?
It's all encompassing so that you don't have to worry about a thing.
And I think it takes all the stress out of travel because if you have a close connection and the flight gets delayed, then you know that, and Travel Guard has travel services that they'll actually do the rerouting for you, right?
Yes. If you have a missed connection, say, or a canceled flight, and the airline can't accommodate you, you can call the Travel Guard, and they will see what they can do and help you get to your destination. So you've got not only the airlines working for you, you've also got Travel Guard as in your pocket as well.
And also, if you have lost luggage, they have a service too.
They have a tracking system that they can track your luggage for you as well.
Yeah, even more than. Well, we're just about out of time. Anything else you want to add about travel insurance?
I just recommend it highly for anybody that's traveling.
And you do that because you've seen so many times when things went wrong when nobody expected it.
I've seen a lot, yes.
Yeah, and so that's one reason. Okay, well, listen, we're going to take another brief short time out here while we run ashore for a shore excursion. So please join us on the other side of the break. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're enjoying our Hawaiian Christmas music. Lynda, any fond memories of Christmas in Hawaii?
Oh, lots, yes. It was always warm and toasty.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful time of year, and we always decorated our house and the trees. And
did you guys get a real Christmas tree, or did you have...
we did both. We got real trees. We'd wait for the ship to come in and unload all the fresh trees and run down to Sears and pick up your tree and
then watch the needles fall off because it's been on the ship for 2 weeks.
Well, we'd have to trim it immediately, and the day after Christmas it came down because it was shedding needles.
You see, most people don't realize by the time the tree gets to Hawaii, it's been on a ship for 2 weeks. And but anyway, I always remember Christmas. You know, they say in the song, "We know that Christmas will be green and bright." It almost seemed like every Christmas it was a bright sunny day with no wind, and that's what I always remember about Christmas in Hawaii. And that's a great time. So, well, anyway, welcome back to Just Cruising, and with me in the studio is my lovely and gracious wife, Lynda Jackson, the co-owner of Cruise Holidays of Viera, and we're talking about some of the news of the week. And I ran across the story this week, and this really hit home because our grandchildren live in Honolulu, and Lynda's children informed us this year, and I think it was a good move, that instead of buying a whole bunch of toys, which is what all grandparents want to do, that their family had decided they didn't want so much things as they wanted experiences. And so what we did was we sent them a check because they want to go to Disneyland this year because they live in Hawaii. It's a lot. They went to Disney World last year, so next year they want to go to Disneyland. So we sent them a check, and it started getting me thinking that maybe the kids do get too many toys and they don't really use them, and maybe a holiday is a better way to go.
Well, it hit us at home this past Christmas of 2016 when our granddaughter wanted an American Girl doll. And her mom told me this summer, she said she doesn't even pick it up anymore. She doesn't play with it. She doesn't do anything with it. And she said, so what we want to do, we want to have experiences.
And she still talks about her birthday aboard the Disney cruise ship, right?
And the pirate night and the fireworks.
And her birthday at Disney World and her birthday at Disneyland. So our granddaughter's very well traveled. Well, there was actually an article this week from Britain, and talked about how memories of trips really stay with children a lot more than memories of toys. So what I thought, the reason I'm bringing this up is that I want to make sure everyone understands that we will be happy. We have time now this week before Christmas. We'll be in the office all the way through Thursday of this week before Christmas, and you have time to either, one, schedule a family cruise for this next summer that you can wrap up and put underneath the Christmas tree, or if you'd like to buy gift certificates from Cruise Holidays of Viera, we can make up gift cards for you so you have something to wrap and put under the tree. Both of those things. So if you'd like to give a vacation or a cruise for Christmas to your family, we can make that happen. And all you have to do is give us a call at 321-242-1331 and make an appointment to come in, and then we'll take care of all the details for you. We have some very nice Christmas cards that we can personalize just for your family. And again, you don't have to just completely plan a cruise. You can just say, okay, we're going to give you guys a cruise, and this is the details on it, but we'll decide on the date and things like that later on. So just a suggestion, if you're looking for a really unique Christmas gift.
We make it easy, it's fast, and it's going to be something that's going to be really appreciated once they open that on Christmas. You don't have to go out to the stores, fight the crowds. Just come into our office.
And you can put it in a frying pan or a sweater or something, and someone can be really, really surprised because they thought that, they didn't really want a frying pan, but boy, they sure wanted a cruise.
It's just easy for you. Yeah.
So that's all available for you at Cruise Holidays of Viera. So we're located in the Suntree area at the corner of Wickham Road and Suntree Boulevard, which is the very small road that comes over from the Pineda Causeway on your way to the avenue. So stop in, make an appointment, and we'll take care of your next vacation. We are a boutique vacation planning store, and we'd love to make your dream vacation come true. So please give us a call. All right. I thought we would review some of the. We have a lot of specials going on from the cruise lines in anticipation of wave season. Wave season will be officially kicking off about January 2nd. And that's when a lot of folks, especially up north, book their vacations because they're so tired of the cold weather, they just want to get out of there. And then the holidays are over and people are starting to think about their vacations. And the wave season means there's a blip in sales. There's a wave in the graph, if you would. And so the cruise lines start offering specials. Well, they're in anticipation of that or ahead of wave. There's several cruise lines that are already making some very nice promotions. The first one, I think, is a great one, and that's AmaWaterways Cruises. If you book through February 28th, they're doing half off the second guest. Now, AmaWaterways is the five-star end of Royal Caribbean. They have small ships, 640 passengers. We've taken them twice this year, once on New Year's Eve to the Caribbean, and just recently, a few weeks ago, to Cuba. Fantastic cruise line. Pretty much everything's included on this cruise line. And so right now, they're offering half off the second guest plus complimentary Wi-Fi for bookings. Holland America is reintroducing again this year, this is becoming an annual event, their view and veranda promotion. And the interesting thing about this is that you get a cabin upgrade. So you can book an ocean view and get a balcony cabin. You can book an inside and get an ocean view cabin for the same price as an inside. They also have some onboard credits. And this is for sailings beginning in March 28th of 2018. That's their view. This is Holland America. You must make your booking by March 15th. Norwegian Cruise Lines has their promotion going, the Free at Sea promo. And this is through January 2nd. You have to book and deposit prior to January 2nd. For 3 days or longer in a ocean view or higher cabin, you get 2 of 5 perks. You either get a specialty dining package, an unlimited open bar package, $50 shore excursion or shore excursion credit, 250 minutes of Wi-Fi, or friends and family sail free. The third and the fourth passengers sail free. And Norwegian does have quite a bit of has quite a few cruises from Port Canaveral scheduled for 2018, so you might want to look at Norwegian Cruise Lines. They're also extending on very selective cruises in Hawaii, $399 airfare for the Pride of America that sails around the Hawaiian Islands.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very selective now. Okay. So that's Pride of America. If you've thought about going to Hawaii again, you don't have to remember all this. All you have to remember is 321-242-1331, which is Cruise Holidays of Vieira's phone number. We'll go through all the promotions with you. You tell us where you want to go, and we'll tell you what's going on as far as the promotions are going. Princess Cruises through February 14th is continuing their anniversary sale. They have reduced deposits of $100 per person, some onboard credits, and one night free in their specialty dining rooms. Oceania Cruises not only is including free airfare in their cruises, but they're also allowing you a choice of either unlimited internet, free shore excursions, house beverage package, or shipboard credit of $300 per cabin. And that's going on with Oceania. Royal Caribbean, this sale is extending through the 31st, and it's 30% off of everybody. So if you got 4 folks in the cabin, 30% off of everybody, which is a really, really good deal. So that's just a sampling of what's going on with the cruise industry as far as reduced offers. And again, let Cruise Holidays of Vieira cut through all the clutter for you. We will always find you the best price. We'll make sure you get all the discounts that you're entitled to, whether it's a senior discount. And they have to be careful with these discounts because sometimes the promotions that the cruise lines are offering are better than the discounts you can get. So if you automatically go in there and say, I want a military discount, they're going to give it to you if you just book on your own. But you got to check that against the promotion because sometimes the promotion is a better offer. And that's the things that we do at Cruise Holidays of Vieira, and we do it at no additional cost.
That's an excellent point, Larry.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it myself. So, anyway, again, Cruise Holidays of Viera, we don't charge any more than you'd pay if you call directly with the cruise lines. And, there's one cruise line that puts transfers on every cruise that you book. Even if you're driving to Fort Lauderdale and getting on the ship yourself, if you don't notice it and someone doesn't tell you, you're paying for a bus to take you from the Fort Lauderdale airport to the cruise terminal. So all these things you have to be careful about. Well, we've come up to another shore excursion, another brief time out, and we're going to enjoy some Hawaiian Christmas music on the way out. We'll be right back, so please join us.
The happiest time of the year. Ba-ba-da-dee-dee-da. Oh, I gotta finish that toy for Mommy.
Well, welcome back to Just Cruising. This is our part of our Hawaii Christmas version, and in the studio with me is Lynda Jackson, the co-owner of Cruise Holidays of Viera, and we have a rare treat that she's joining us this morning. In our second segment, if you missed it, we covered travel insurance, and if you want to hear that again, you can go to our website, and our podcasts are there, and it's a great review of travel insurance. And it's not cancellation insurance anymore. It's so much more. A couple of things I didn't mention, though, on the travel insurance. Travel Guard has a call center of physicians that speak languages all over the world. So if you're in a country and you're in a hospital where people don't speak English, you call the 800 number and they'll actually have physicians who speak the local language talk to the physicians that are treating you to make sure that you're getting the proper care. I think that's an incredible service.
Oh, it is. And we even had a client that was in the hospital that were ready to release them. Travel Guard interceded and said they're not ready to leave yet.
Yeah, even though it's going to cost them more money.
This is going to cost Travel Guard more money. It's on their dime, and they told them to keep them in the hospital longer. So
and then
they're doing the best for the clients. Absolutely.
And we had a client who Travel Guard sent a private jet with 2 doctors and a nurse on board down to pick them up. We've had Travel Guard fly in companions that if the person was alone and they had to leave the ship or they were having a medical emergency, they actually flew somebody like their daughter or somebody in to be with them. So all kinds of things.
Well, they take each situation and do the best for the guests.
Okay. All right. On a happier note, I want to talk about some of the specials that we have available for you from Cruise Holidays of Viera. And the first one is this one I can't wait for, and this is about almost 1 year from now, December 16th, we will be boarding the Celebrity Edge.
Can't wait.
Oh man, what a ship this is going to be. This is going to knock the cruise industry on its ear, I believe. And we would like for you to join us. We've got a group. I think we've already got several cabins, right? A whole bunch of folks going.
We've got quite a good group going on that one.
So what we're going to do is we're going to board a bus here at our offices in Brevard County, and then we're going to take our private bus down to Fort Lauderdale, where we're going to board Celebrity Edge, and this is their brand new ship that's coming out. If you'd like to see more about the ship or more about this cruise, just go to our website, viera.cruiseholidays.com, and right in the middle there, you'll see the inaugural cruise Edge. Click that where it says learn more, and it brings up 2 videos that'll tell you all about the ship. And you can actually register for the cruise right there online, as they say, shopping in your pajamas or whatever. So you can go ahead and reserve that and go down to Fort Lauderdale with us. I guess the most exciting thing you're excited about is the balcony cabins, the new virtual.
Well, no, it's not virtual.
Not
it's
virtual,
real. It's real. You walk into your cabin and you can see the ocean, because it's all glass in front. There's no barriers. So
and you can make the glass go down.
And in the balcony, you can push a button and have that. It's like a window up to the ceiling, and it can lower so that you've got a balcony and it's all open. And inclement weather, you can close it so it goes all the way up again. So you've got a lot of options. It makes your balcony part of the room, so you've got a bigger cabin. It sounds so marvelous.
And you're going to control everything with a control or your iPad and your iPhone. So it's going to be really state of the art. But that's Celebrity Edge, December 16th through the 23rd. The inaugural cruise for the public is going to be out of Fort Lauderdale. And I don't even know where we're going, although I don't really care. We're going to Tortola, St. Martin, and what's really neat, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. But what's neat is on the way back, there's 2 days at sea to be able to really enjoy the ship.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, I know. I always say my favorite destination in the world is a day at sea, because then you get to really check out the ship. Okay. American Cruise Lines. We've been talking, and I've been urging you, if you don't want to do river cruising in Europe because you're worried about the security concerns and things like that, we have two great companies here in the United States doing river cruises and coastal cruises. American Cruise Lines is one. They do all kinds of different coastal cruises as well as river cruises on the Mississippi and the Columbia and Snake Rivers out west. We have American Queen Steamboat Company that does river cruises also in those two places, as well as the Ohio River. The American Cruise Lines has theme cruises all during the year, and here's just a few of them. They have a Revolutionary War and Crab Fest cruises that just stay in Chesapeake Bay. And that's really cool. You don't ever leave Chesapeake Bay, but there's a lot of history and a lot of crab to be eaten up there. There's the Mississippi River Civil War cruises. They have Civil War cruises of the historic South. They have cruises that come down through Savannah and Charleston and just do antebellum cruises in the South. They have Lewis and Clark cruises on the Columbia and Snake Rivers out in the Northwest, where you get on in Aston, Oregon, and you go over to Spokane. They have Mark Twain tribute cruises on the Mississippi River, wine cruises on the Columbia and Snake Rivers, and Puget Sound food and wine cruises. So you have all these kinds of opportunities to get out and explore America. Well, Lynda, we have sadly come to the end of another episode of Just Cruising. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Oh, it's always great to have you here. We're going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and remind you that you can buy a gift of a cruise at Cruise Holidays of VR. So please enjoy this Hawaiian music on our way out. And until we see you again, keep on cruising.
There's a feeling of happiness coming close from afar.
Lynda Jackson of Just Cruising. Hope you're enjoying Just Cruising here on YouTube. If you'd like to keep up to date on all the videos that we'll be producing here in the near future, all you have to do is click the subscribe button just below my picture here, or you can click right over here for a list of the latest videos. Either way, we look forward to seeing you again. Until we do, keep on cruising.